Welcome back, everybody. I am your host, the notorious H.I.M, and I am back from vacation with another Wi-Fi battle. This is post-home, so I got a lot of hidden ability Pokemon on my team, and I put this team together real quick, and I'm looking to have some fun with this battle. I just wanted to thank you guys for the support on the last video. You guys are amazing. I even gained a couple new subscribers, so welcome to the party. Let's have a good time and let's watch this battle. So looking at my team here and my opponent's squad, like, I'm really fearing like the Entei is scary, the Metagross is scary, but realistically our teams are like two sides of the same coin. Like we perfectly kind of counter each other, and you have to play very smart in order to get a good footing in this match. So looking at his team, playing against these guys on Showdown and using my team on Showdown, people who use Breloom tend to want to go immediately for the Spore, or they go for the substitute. So this Crobat here is the perfect foil because he's faster. He will KO if I land a Brave Bird, and if he tries to go for a substitute or something, it's gonna go right through this later on. So this is really a nightmare scenario for this man. Like, he definitely has to get out of here, and my play 100% is to Brave Bird, so there's really no reason for me not to. He goes out into the Gliscor here, and this is gonna do big damage. This is probably gonna do like over half. Looking at that, he ends up doing close to half, but this guy is the Poison Heal Gliscor, so obviously he's gonna gain back some of his health with the Poison Heal. Thinking here, I am rocking the Life Orb, so I really could just switch out cleanly, but it's really important in this match to get chip damage on what you can when you can. I found with this team, it can struggle at times, like rocking a Butterfree, having to support a Pokemon like that. When you have the opportunity to get chip damage, take it. So I think the best play here for me is to U-turn, just to get a little bit more on that Gliscor, because it's going to come in handy later on when I bring something else in to kind of deal with this. So that's what I do. I U-turn here, and just kind of looking at what he has and his squad, really and truly the best thing for me to do here, I mean, I have so many different options, really. Like, I could easily, go out into the Butterfree right here, live a hit, get off a Quiver Dance and start, looking to sweep immediately. I could definitely go out into, Umbreon, start Wish Passing things, But, honestly, the best play, I think, would be to just go out into Swampert here. She is thick as hell. So she's going to come out here and, start doing what she does best. Look at that. That does really nothing. Like, after leftovers, I'm going to be basically at full health. So, now it really depends on what he's bringing in. So, of course, he goes out into the Breloom. And Trusay, like, this is hard to deal with because, number one, he could go for the grass move to do damage, and it'll definitely probably kill Swampert here, But like I said before, they love to go for a Spore, so it's like, what do I do? There's really nothing I can really do that's gonna allow me to kind of get an advantage. Something has to essentially go to sleep here. So I choose it to be Swampert. Like really, like, I'm not gonna, I'm probably gonna be able to get up like my Stealth Rock or something, and but he's faster, so he ends up sporing and putting me to sleep. And now this thick old girl can't do nothing because her eyes are closed. So she's pretty much like a dead fish in the sack here. So this is basically what I'm going to be using to fodder things off and bring things in safely, because this one is basically dead here. So I'm thinking it can't Spore again, so I can immediately threaten it out with the Crobat here, threatening that Brave Bird, that's going to do a lot of damage to this, probably kill it, so he's definitely going to have to get out of here if he wants to save this Breloom for later. Okay, so looking back at it now, he's definitely Life Orb, so he's not like Scarfed or anything like that, so he's definitely going to whittle himself down. You know, so using that to my advantage, I feel like right now, this is the perfect time just to start going for stuff. Like, what can you do if I bring this in? You know, like when I start bringing in these heavy hitters, what are you gonna really do? Like, the best play here is to go out into this Gardevoir here, and Gardevoir is just a straight up threat, bro. Like, true say. Like, she's flopping around here with this dress, and she's just styling on fools because you have to leave, right? Like, there's nothing you want to do, nothing you can go out into, you know, that's gonna really want to deal any damage to this. So I know that these things tend to carry the bullet punch the Metagross, so I think the best play, obviously, Swampert is sleeping, so I could probably burn a turn of sleep on this Metagross here. Hopefully, you know, he wakes back up and starts, you know, doing something. But Swampert comes out here, still sleeping. Obviously, I'm going to take this Meteor Mash. And my hope is that he doesn't get any stat raises, because if that happens, it could be a very bad day for this team. Like I said, a lot of my mons basically perfectly counter, and had Swampert not been, you know, sleeping here, I would have been able to easily get off like an Earthquake or something, you know, or threaten something out, or get up Stealth Rocks, or something like that. So my play here is just to try to wake up, maybe try to go for a yawn, get something out of here on the switch. Hopefully I get up now and start doing something in this battle, because Swampert's really not looking too good for this battle. So I think the best play here for me is to try to go for a yawn on something. If I can get something to go to sleep, makes things a little bit easier coming in later on. And of course, he gets the flinch. So my opponent here luckily gets the flinch off the Zen Headbutt. And now I should wake up, so I think the best play here is just an Earthquake. See, this Swampert could have been so much more effective if it didn't go to sleep, but that's the risk you run when you play Breloom. Like, if you don't carry a grass type, you're subject to that Spore every time because it's 100% accurate. It is the best sleeping move in the game, bro. But here, like, at this health, there's really nothing I can really do, so the play is just to continue to Earthquake, try to get as much damage, like I said, as much chip damage as possible. And luckily Swampert lives this. She is thick as hell, and I end up bringing this thing down to a really manageable range. So obviously, you know, he's gonna take me out here. You know, he could go for the Zen Headbutt, he could go for the Meteor Mash, the Bullet Punch. I mean, he can go for a plethora of things. And this should honestly take me out, just looking at it. Yep, it does take me out. So now Swampert is gone. It opens me up to get something free in here and start going for some major damage. And that's exactly what I'm looking to do, is try to bring something in here and start either setting up or start hitting some stuff with some major damage here. And obviously, just looking at my team, I mean, the Heracross is threatening. Like, I could easily bring in the Heracross and start Mega Horning. You know, nothing wants to really take that. I could bring in the Butterfree. There's a lot of things I could really go for. You know, obviously, with Swampert going down, it doesn't put me in the best position defensively, because realistically, you know, I can't really take many physical hits with this team. I probably have, like, total probably 3 or 4 hits, like big hits on my Pokemon before the game's really over. So I'm thinking here, you know, at this range, I could probably kill him with a U-turn, you know, try to get something off, but, you know, he's probably gonna Bullet Punch, so they tend to carry that as well. So you really running the gambit here, not knowing what this Metagross really wants to do. I know it has the Meteor Mash, I know it has the Zen Headbutt, but the question really is he gonna be, you know, using the Bullet Punch? And at this range, is it enough? It's like all these calculations gotta go into it. You gotta be a student of the game. So that's what I end up going for. I end up going for the U-turn here. He does go for the Bullet Punch. It's not really gonna do much to me. Brings me down to 15 health. And I'm thinking at this range, this will probably kill. It does, great. So now the Metagross is out of the way, but now so is Crobat. So one of my checks to Breloom is now gone, and he can come in here and now, if he has sub, he could use it, you know. But I think Gardevoir is gonna be the next, you know, line of defense against this Breloom, because a Scarf Gardevoir at this point is probably gonna be faster than everything on his team. I'll be able to get off strong Psychics, Moonblast, leave, go out into something, come back in, you know. So I can really play a lot of pivoting games with Gardevoir because of its ability to just like kind of stretch the floor and cover many things, which I love about Gardevoir. I get the Poison Heal here, so obviously, you know, if I do end up getting poisoned or if he Toxics or something, I'll only be healing off the damage, so. I'm really not sure what this guy wants to do. He's probably gonna, you know, try to go for a U-turn, and if this Moonblast doesn't kill, which it does, great, so I don't really have to worry about getting U-turn and taking major damage on this Gardevoir, which is a saving grace because I need this thing. So just thinking about what he has left on his team, I mean, this is pretty much what I expected because Gardevoir is not a physical presence, and me being locked into Moonblast, it resists it. So now something has to come in and die, you know, like I could easily go onto the Butterfree, take the you know, the move, but you know, looking at it, probably Umbreon is the best case here. So I go out into Umbreon here, and I'm thinking, okay, what can I really do against this? It's probably gonna burn me, you know, it takes me down to half. I don't think I'm gonna really live much to use Umbreon, so I think the best thing here for me to do is to just probably stay in, probably see if I can get some chip damage off, you know, unlikely, but, you know, see what I could do. I could go for a Protect just to get a little bit more damage, I mean, a little bit more help from the leftovers, so that's what I end up going for. He ends up obviously going for the Sacred Fire again, and I get up a little bit more health, so that puts me at probably just above half. I could probably live one more hit. Hopefully. He goes for the Sacred Fire again, and I'm praying no burn, but no cigar. It doesn't matter. He ends up killing me. It's a 2-hit KO. Entei is just so strong. So now I'm thinking, okay, I gotta go for something, you know, like if I don't do something here, I'm gonna lose this game. So I'm thinking, you know, after a Quiver Dance, I'm probably gonna be faster than this thing. He's going to, you know, be able to get off that Sacred Fire, and honestly, he's either probably Scarfed or Choice Band, so he's probably locked into the Sacred Fire, and after I get up that Quiver Dance, I could probably start doing something here. So of course, it knocks me down to the Focus Sash, praying no burn, because that would just be a major waste of Butterfree here. Get the Quiver Dance off, and now I'm thinking, okay, I could probably start going for flinches with the Air Slash, you know, that's probably gonna be my best play here. You know, try to put something to sleep maybe. He switches out, and this is perfect. This is perfect. So he goes on to Spiritomb here. I do end up getting the Sleep Powder off. Obviously, it's a little bit more accurate with the Compound Eye's ability. And now I can just start, you know, Giga Draining. I can start Air Slashing. The play, honestly, this is where I mess up a little bit. The play, honestly, is just to Air Slash twice. I should have Air Slashed twice, and that would have taken care of this, but for whatever reason, I don't do that. I end up Air Slashing the first time, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe I Giga Drain, hoping to take it out. Because he's sleeping, and here I'm just trying to do a calc. I'm seeing, you know, what's gonna do the most amount of damage, and I see the time running down on me. So I'm like, man, I wish there was just more time in the battle. Give me like a minute and 30 seconds to make a decision. But looking at that damage, the Air Slash does an amazing job of just knocking this guy down, and I could have really done a lot of work with Butterfree probably had I just Air Slashed again. But trying to get more health back, you know, I prioritize that instead of just going for a kill, which does end up costing me here because it ends up waking up. So now I'm like, okay, praying to God, please don't wake up, and he does. And of course, his Shadow Ball is enough to take me out, so I'm not too concerned with that. now I can basically just bring in, you know, my heavy hitters. That's all I got basically left. My defensive mons are gone. So now it's just time to go for, you know, as much damage and as much of game as possible. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here. So either one will be a great choice. Honestly, nothing wants to take a Mega Horn. Nothing wants to take an Earthquake or a Close Combat. So I end up going out into Heracross here. And of course, Moxie Heracross with a Choice Scarf is just so scary. Like, there's really nothing you could really do. Like, if this guy stays in, it's a free Moxie boost, right? So it's just about kind of understanding your place here. What is gonna really contend with this, right? Like, you're gonna need something with either a strong priority or, you know, something that's way faster, you know. And luckily, you know, my opponent has some Pokemon that can fit into that category. So here comes the Entei, and of course, you know, I'm wondering, is he Scarfed? This is the telltale time. I have to go for it. He's not Scarfed, so he tells me that he's Choice Banded, and of course, with a Moxie boost, like, Heracross is just so difficult to deal with. Like, look at this. He's just breaking through these teams with this move. Like, that's the one saving grace about Heracross, is that when Moxie boosted, bro, it becomes almost unbeatable, bro. Now the Azumarill comes out. Of course, he could try to go for the Belly Drum. He could try to Aqua Jet immediately. But I'm locked in, so I'm not going anywhere, bro. He does end up getting off the Citrus Berry, and thinking of it, he's probably gonna try to go for a damage. And of course, that huge power, that's enough to take Heracross out. So looking at his team, I mean, it's all down to Gardevoir. Like, Gardevoir really has to come through here, because if she doesn't, it's over. So I go out into Gardevoir here, and I'm like, okay, a couple of scenarios. I don't think this thing could kill me with Aqua Jet. So I have to Psychic, right? Because the Breloom is the last Pokemon left. So this is it. Whatever happens here, happens. I Psychic, this gets cleaned up. Luckily, Gardevoir is such a beast. She can just start demolishing stuff with her crazy high special attack. And here comes the Breloom. Really and truly, I noticed it now in the like, watching the video over, that he's Life Orb, but I'm thinking that he's Scarf. So I go for it. I click it, and I'm like, okay, it's over. Let's go. And there it is, guys. I win the battle. Gardevoir saves my ass. And if you haven't done so already, guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe. It's been your boy. Peace.